Welcome back to our series. This is video number 2.
So let's take a moment and explore bias and implicit bias. Although we may try to be neutral, we all have values, beliefs, predispositions that impact how we relate to others. Bias can contribute to how even the most well-intentioned educators respond in their learning environment. Our preconceived notions and opinions emerge through our words, our teaching methods, our grading practices, and accessibility practices. So that's why recognizing and understanding our biases is so crucial. Understanding our personal assumptions or biases allow us to better understand ourselves. Therefore, we can work with others and build a classroom culture where positive academic and social identities can be affirmed and nurtured. And I think that's what we all want for our kids. Implicit bias is our own unconscious attitudes, reactions, stereotypes that affect our behavior and our understanding. In fact, implicit biases are widespread. Everyone possesses them, even people with a commitment to equality. The implicit associations we hold may not necessarily align with our personal beliefs. In fact, you may have implicit biases against these groups of people. The fact is, we generally tend to hold implicit biases that favor our own in-group, though research has shown that we can still hold implicit biases even against our own in-group. But the good news is that implicit biases are malleable. Our brains are incredibly complex, and the implicit associations that we have formed can gradually be unlearned if we are willing to do the work.
Here are some questions you can reflect on in order to uncover your own implicit biases. There are many self-assessments that may help you to discover more information. These are linked on the resource page and will guide you to further explore your own biases. Now take a minute to reflect on your own.
As educators, we believe all our students across race, place, socioeconomic status, religious preferences, language differences, and disability labels deserve a fair and equitable public education. However, it is simply human nature that we tend to sort people into groups and make assumptions. We have to realize that our assumptions impact the way we treat people, which impacts their ability to succeed. Here are some examples of how bias can display itself in the classroom. The following are assumptions that are happening in classrooms daily that might seem small, but can carry a huge impact for students. By focusing our awareness on making small, consistent changes, we can greatly impact the success of all our students.
At this point, you may be thinking, well, what steps can I take in my classroom? Well, the first step in overcoming implicit bias is increasing our awareness of our own unconscious attitudes, reactions, and stereotypes. By doing so, we can implement behavior changes that help us focus on seeing each person as a unique individual. You can also actively learn about your students' backgrounds and approach cultural differences with empathy and curiosity in order to foster a more inclusive classroom and to deepen your self-awareness.
The strategy we are sharing today is an observation checklist. The idea is to solicit feedback from outside observers. You can set up time with a colleague to visit your classroom, observe your student-teacher interactions, and provide feedback. You can also solicit feedback from students through course evaluations or small group sessions to assess whether your unconscious biases manifest in the classroom. You can find this tool linked on the resource page. Thank you for joining us for the second video of our series. Our hope is to encourage educators to make small changes that have a big impact. You have the power to create a world yet to be, one person at a time.